What's up, y'all? um, gratitude, 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 gratitude. Um, let's just take some time first to really just be here right now. uh, yeah, I know y'all hear that car honking. hmm The mind's like, yeah, man, you gonna have to cut that out. You gonna have to trim that out. You gonna have to. No, no, no. Just stop the recording right now. Don't even like keep recording. Just stop. Wow, that's crazy. But no, I can't just stop because the I that we are, the I that we all refer ourselves as, it just is always, always. It never really does nothing. It never does this. It wouldn't be the one, oh, I'm gonna stop the recording because this honking is going on. It wouldn't be the one stopping nothing because it can just be in that because it is that, right? There's no separate from it, right? But when we make this I separate, right? And we say, like, okay, I am the one that's hearing this honking. I am the one that's annoyed by this honking. And I think others, their I will be annoyed by it as well. So I'm gonna just be the one to cut this off, right? When we think ourselves to be that I, right? The I that's doing things, right? Then that's when we get lost, right? That's when the turmoil comes in, right? That's when the quote unquote suffering comes in, right? Because we feel like we just doer. We're the one doing. We've added to the I, right? And then what we added was just more parts of the illusion, right? The illusion of separation, right? Because that honking is me, right? That honking is us. That honking is I. That honking is part of the I. Anything that goes on is part of the I, right? So no, look, look how this is so funny. It's like I is gonna make the choice, right? But the I doesn't make the choice because the I is just being. It's pure beingness. It's just pure isness. It's nothing added to, right? So it's the mind trying to make these choices for what? These choices, what, for the I to experience itself. That's beautiful. Okay, trying to make it seem like there's something separate to experience itself, right? Experience itself in infinite, quote unquote, separate forms, right? Experience itself in multi faces, like literally just infinite forms. Just experience itself so much different things, quote unquote things, right? But it's all a part of the I, right? So we can have that foundation. We can say we agree there, right? It's funny. Because when you ask yourself, who am I, right? Who am I? Who am I? These things come along, right? These labels, these pluses, they come on, right? But the thing is, all of that is part of this illusion of separation. Because you think that you're these separate things. You think that you experience these separate events, and you think that it was you. It was you. Solely you to bear. So you cling on that, you carry that. Or you see, it's not even you, right? So that's why even saying me me saying you carry that, who's the one carrying? Who? Because it's not you carrying anything, you clinging on to anything. So that means that in reality, there's no letting go of traumas, right? There's no letting go of those things because it wasn't you carrying it to begin with. So that's how it's released, because you realizing that it wasn't you, like, actually having these experiences, right? In reality, you were just experiencing yourself in infinite forms, right? So that's how everything falls. When you say, when you ask yourself, who am I? And you realize, okay, I am. I just am. I just am. Minus not adding nothing. Because when you add, that means there's like, that means you can add to the I, which is everything. The I is already everything, so it can't be added or subtracted, right? Just like us being energy, and everything being energy is connected, right? And it can't be created or destroyed. So it just always has been and always will be, right? So something that always has been and always will be can't be added to or subtracted to. It can just be transferred, dispersed into different things or different spaces. But at the end of the day, it's one, it's the I. That I that we all refer to and we add things onto. And then that's when, yes, there's a lot of growth in this. So it's all beautiful at the end of the day, right? When we add the things to the I, saying I do this, I do that, I do that, it adds like, it's like us creating, literally. It's us creating real time, right? Real time, quote unquote. We're just us creating constantly. So now when we can be like, okay, who am I? And we see I am without adding anything, right? Everything else falls. Nothing else matters as much as it did before, right? You see that, okay, I am, so that means I am already complete. I'm neutral. The tension falls. The body heals itself. The body heals itself because that body is being brought back to the vibration where it is, right? Because none of this is really spiritual. It's all, no, none of this is really physical, I mean, right? It's all spiritual because it's all energy and it's all alive, right? It's all the isness, the I. So that's how like nothing can, like, you see that nothing that, like, nothing's to me made a big deal, right? But it is like, just that's the pose, right? Just the same way nothing can be, like, you don't have to make nothing a big deal, right? It's the same way it can easily be made a big deal, right? And that's with everything, right? So it's just literally, you have some Play-Doh, and now you're making different things with the Play-Doh. At the end of the day, it's still Play-Doh, right? But it's still that you're gonna think whatever you made it to, you're gonna think it's that because you made it into this. So it's all what you made it to, right? What we make it into, what the I makes it into. And so the I, so the way the I can experience itself in infinite forms is what? Making something out of it, right? Making infinite things out of it, right? And in that, it all can realize what it is by just letting go of the added things, right? Or what we think is separate from us, right? Letting the illusion of separation drop, and then that is complete. We're complete. You're complete. The I is complete, right? It's not stressing about something. It's not worried about that it has to do this and do that. It just is. And it realizes the work is done. It just has to be, right? And it realizes this is how things always happen regardless, even if we're not realizing that the work is done and we just have to be, even if we're going in the turmoil and the rat race thing, the whole just going gotta do, right? Even in that, we just, what you call it, like, everything just happens, right? It just flows the way it goes. It all happens divinely, even if we're totally missing it. Even if we're like, we just don't see what's right in front of us, right? But when we kind of like unwind, right, go back, not even doing nothing, like, it's literally not doing nothing. It's like the most effortless thing, because it's like you don't even gotta go sit down in meditation. You don't even gotta go light nothing. You don't even gotta go those things, they help immensely. They really help. They really help it make it so you can do it instantly for sure. But that's only because we've we've grown to be so used to this turmoil, so used to carrying attention, so used to the running around, right? The mind always going, going, going. We so used to that, so we can't just be like go instantly anymore. I mean, we can. You see, that's just the mind saying we can't, right? Because who's doing it, right? So we just have to find, just have to drop that illusion that we the ones that doing. Because at the end of the day, we just are. No matter what you want to make it, we just are. We just are. It just is. Everything is just is. And it's the isness that we're no separate from. It's the I, you feel me? That's when everything else drops. Everything. Just be. Cause it's like, and then the reason I was saying you don't have to like go do the extra stuff is because in like once you start doing the extra stuff, keep doing the extra stuff, keep doing the extra stuff, it's like you're seeing that, oh wow, this is just bringing me to just being. It's bringing me to just letting go. It's bringing me to just unwinding, right? And then in that unwinding, all becomes clear, right? All that was right in front of us in the first place. All drops. And then just as easily as you can do that, is as easily you can go in the opposite direction and go back into the winding of it, the up and down of it, the roller coaster of it, right? And then you can easily come back and just be and let go. Give you like you deserve it. Your energy that you withhold deserves it. It deserves to be released. You feel me? That's what DNA activation is. It's letting that unwinding, right? Unwinding happen, right? And making it easy on that energy, right? Because you're conscious of the signs that arise, that tension's being held, that there is this ease in the body. So now you choose whether to do, like there is a doer, right? Whether to be aware or bring your attention to it and acknowledge it, right? And then just be with it, sit with it, and let it be felt and released instead of trying to avoid it, and be so caught in the illusion of things, the doing that you would do it. Instead of a being. So yeah, that's it. That's beautiful. I'm so grateful that spirit was able to just flow through this center point of energy, you feel me? It's very beautiful. I'm grateful. I am grateful, right? And of course I am grateful because I am, right? As beautiful it is that every single thing is teaching us or teaching I to simply be. And beautiful it is. So beautiful it is. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. Gratitude, 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 gratitude. Thank you for being. Thank you for being. Alright. I'm actually back because I wanted to add a little, like some gems I just found from this man called Tom Dass. He has an article on his website, tomdass.com, and it says responsibility. If there is no doer and no self, and if there is nobody here doing anything, then what about responsibility, right? So he's saying that basically this is not like when you let go and be and you realize there's no doer, nobody doing anything. This is not a like it's not saying like you go do stuff irresponsibly and then you're not gonna like reap an outcome, right? It's saying that once you start to be like you're able to just love easily, you're able to care easily, you're able to be considerate easily because there's no mind saying, oh nah, but like why would I do it for that person if they wouldn't do it? No, there's none of that anymore, right? There's just beingness, and beingness is the pure I amness. Not pure I amness is pure love, right? Unconditional love, right? Not the love that like a lot of us traditionally know, right? It's that I'll love you easily and be there for you easily because that's just our true nature, right? So let me read a little excerpt from him. He says, when we free ourselves from the illusion of separate doer or self, the energies in the human organism tend to balance out. This is because the distorting center lobe or center factor of egotism, and he defines egotism as, or ego as, a belief in being a separate doer entity who creates thoughts and actions, is no longer at play. And when the energies in the body are harmonious and in balance, and that's when we're being, the body mind tends to become responsible, kind, and loving. So basically, what tends to happen is it takes time depending on our conditioning, which depends on the culture, environment, and genetics that we been brought up around, right? But it's not just responsibility. It's for the whole load of so-called positive qualities such as love, sensitivity, kindness, thoughtfulness, empathy, openness, and being non-judgmental. This is just These just tend to rise by themselves when the doer and the ego seems to be non-existent. So his article ends off like this. It's with a question. It says, so there is no doer, but these things happen by themselves. And Tom says, yes, of course. It doesn't have to be like that. But perhaps the energies in the body don't balance out and the heart doesn't open up and these qualities don't express themselves. In freedom, it doesn't really matter. There is no attempt to be more loving or more responsible. That would just be the ego striving for an ideal. Freedom doesn't necessarily care for all these artificial ideas and does not try to conform to the imaginary notions, but precisely because there is no self, no doer, or no self-motive, these qualities naturally tend to arise. And if these qualities don't arise, that's okay too, because this is freedom. Whatever happens is whatever happens. There's no judgment, no total motive, and there's total forgiveness. And bottom line, there's nobody doing it, any of it, right? Beautiful. That's beautiful. I'm grateful for Tom. I should really go check out his website at tomdas.com. It's a really, really great article. Yep. Love y'all. Gratitude, gratitude.